Hey Collective and Soul Tribe, happy Wednesday. It is August 26th. I hope you guys are doing well. I will be using my Prism Oracle deck for this reading, so definitely take whatever resonates with you, whenever you see this message or video, okay? But if it doesn't resonate, don't force it. And if there are certain pieces or bits that do resonate with you, then take whatever, you need to, okay? But Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective today for Wednesday? What do they need to know for Wednesday, August the 26th? Okay, and it is Wicked Wednesday. All right, guys, so I hope you guys are doing well. All right, we're halfway through the week. All right, guys, and it's almost the weekend. We got 2 more days and it's the weekend. All right, for all my people who work a 9 to 5, or you guys are working hard and doing what you need to do to support yourselves and your family and things like that, right? That wasn't supposed to happen, but okay. Looks like Spirit has a lot to say, but obviously you guys know that I'm only going to tell you what you need to know, okay? That's a lot of cards, child. Hold on, guys. I just want to make sure that I got all of them, because a lot fell. So it looks like Spirit has a lot to tell you guys, okay, or a lot to say. So let's see what comes out. I'm just going to wind my window down just a little bit. Pray that there's no bees, because I already saw one this morning, and I'm just like, yikes. So let's see what comes up, okay? So we have isolation, okay? Some of you guys could have a feeling of either isolating yourself, or you feel like you need to isolate, or you've just been wanting to isolate. That's been showing up a lot. Now, there's a difference between isolating yourself to the point where you're not communicating with people, and okay, I'm not telling you guys what to do, but it's good and bad, okay? It's good to isolate yourself so that you can go within and introspect, but it could also be really bad, because if you're not communicating, even if it's like with 1 or 2 people, if you're not communicating with anybody, you start to get really comfortable being too alone. And not being alone in a sense of like, you love your peace, you love your quiet, being alone to the point where you forget how to communicate with people. Okay, like it happens. Like it's like being in solitude for a really long time, and 222 on the timer, and forgetting what it's like to talk to somebody or ask somebody like, what's your favorite color and how's your day, and things like that, right? So there's something about isolation. Now this isolation is different for everybody, where maybe you have isolated yourself to the point where you just don't want to be around people, places, and things, and that's understandable. But it gets to the point too where mentally you don't want to do it too much, where you forget how to communicate, because that's a little bit scary. It's like you forget how to speak to people and things like that, right? And don't get me wrong, obviously you have discernment, so you know who you want to be around with and who you don't. But there is something about isolation, and for some of you guys, in a positive way, some of you that have been isolating yourself, you may have been realizing that being alone has been a little bit beneficial for some of you guys when it comes to dealing with certain people. Now, when it comes to people that you enjoy being around with, that's different. You're not going to isolate yourself from them. 3, 2, 1 on the timer. But when it comes to people who you feel are like very gossipy or very judgmental or jealous, or just having a low vibrational energy where you're not into that. Now, we're human, don't get me wrong. You can sense when somebody's doing something and maybe you want to talk about it. That's different. But to sit there and always gossip and talk about the same things over and over again, it becomes redundant. It becomes really mundane, okay? It's almost like if you're not learning or being educated by somebody else about a certain topic or a certain situation, it's almost like you just don't want to deal with it, because it's like, why are we talking about this, right? But fear is significant, okay? For some of you guys, isolation could be a fear, okay? Now, I have no problem isolating myself, okay? I have people looking for me sometimes. I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm that important. I'm not, but literally I will isolate myself when I feel like there's something wrong with people in the energy. And for whatever strange reason, when I'm in that energy, nobody cared, nobody asked, nobody this, and you guys could feel the same way. And then all of a sudden I pull my energy back and I say, you know what, let me focus on myself. Now everybody's like, where's so-and-so, and where is she, and where is he, and where have they been, and oh my God, I can't get a hold of them, and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. It's like, when you were there, you didn't care. And now that you're trying to take care of your mental well-being because you were maybe there for other people, but people were not there for you, now that it's the, 444, it's the opposite. People now want to know your business, and not everybody is allowed to be in your space, and that's having boundaries. Okay, so definitely there's something about fear and isolation. Some of you may fear isolation. For some of you guys, there could be people around you who fear your isolation because they are maybe the ones that can't live alone, right, or be by themselves, and they fear your isolation because you don't care if it's family, friends, a job, an environment, a community. It doesn't matter who it is. You'll isolate yourself if you need to. Okay, and that could have been a fear that you've overcome as well. So take whatever resonates with that too. But there is something about fear of isolation, or trying to isolate, or being isolated. Okay, so ideation. So yeah, there's something about you, right? Like I said, your version of, or your idea of isolating yourself, the way that you think, the way that you move, that's just how you are. If people are trying to change you because of their beliefs, they need to stop doing that. Okay, people need to stop changing people because of their own beliefs. If you have a belief and you somehow meet someone with a similar belief, just in a different font, that's cool. But you cannot force people to, 555 on the timer, so change, right? An adventure. You can't force someone to say, I love being with people, because you're an extrovert, okay? And then you have someone else in the corner saying, I don't like being with people. I actually like being alone at home, singing, dancing, watching TV, catching up on my shows, eating my favorite foods, doing whatever I need to do, okay? And someone in your energy could be like, wow, how could you ever be alone? Isn't that lonely? And it's like, no. Being alone is not lonely. Being alone means you have time to introspect, go within, think about things that you want to change, you want to do. You know what I mean? And if people cannot understand that, that is on them. Okay, so definitely take what resonates with that. But you guys are learning that other people's ideations are not yours. Okay, you have your own ideations and you're sticking to that. Okay, yeah, balance. Some of you guys are balancing your energy at this time. Some of you guys are going into balance at this time, and that's very significant. There is also something about you guys grounding yourself as well when it comes to the energy currently this week, okay? And also when it comes to you dealing with certain people, places, and things, you can tell when someone's energy or when an environment is not balanced. And a lot of times when you leave an environment that's not balanced, people get upset with you, okay? With the anger card. So someone could be very angry because you're a balanced individual, or you can sense somebody's energy is unbalanced because they come off very angry, or say you have certain placements in your chart, someone may think you're angry, but you're not angry, you're just balanced. You know who you want in your energy. You know that you don't want certain people around you. And also with this anger card, what I'm going to say too is, somebody in your energy, whether this is past or right now, someone in your energy feels like you're angry with them, but you're not angry with them. You actually release them. It's just because of your boundaries why they think you're angry with them. It's like you could have forgave them and moved on, with whether they know it or not, but they think in their mind that you're still angry with them, and you don't even care if they're, no offense, but you don't care if they're dead or alive, okay? Because it's like you're so focused on your life and what you have going on. Maybe you guys are growing or building a business, or building your own family, community, your own, whatever it is that you're building, a foundation, and you literally have people angry because you found balance within yourself. You found peace within yourself. It's almost this energy where people who don't like the fact that they don't have peace and balance in their life, they want misery. So misery loves company. And because you found balance in your life, they're mad and miserable because they actually have to deal with one another now. There's no buffer, okay, with the collective. There's no buffer in between to say, okay, well, this person is here, so let's put all the blame on the collective, right? But now that you're no longer in those environments, or you've removed yourself from those environments and you focus on yourself, it's become a problem, right? Let them be mad, okay? Let them be mad. That's on them. That's their problem, okay? There's also like this energy too, where, like I said, where people are in their feelings because you're not entertaining them. Okay, you found a way to entertain yourself. Okay, find solitude within yourself. And that's really sad. Like, that's how you know people are really bored and have nothing better to do, when they do things like that. Yeah, we have anger and sadness. Same thing I was saying. Like I said, someone could be angry and sad of your energy because you want nothing to do with them. But it's like, I keep saying this in my readings because I want you guys to understand that it's not a you problem, it's a them problem. Okay? It's like people will do the collective so dirty and so wrong. And it's like people are so sad and in their feelings and mad because you don't want nothing to do with them. It's like you see them for who they are. You see how they treat other people as well. You see that they're backstabbing or they talk about people or they trash talk or they gossip. They don't say to that person's face directly. They just talk behind that person's back or whatever the case is, right? And so because you're somebody that doesn't like to trash talk or gossip, you like to be a straight shooter, straightforward, 10-10 on the timer, it bothers someone because you don't want nothing to do with them. And it's like, imagine I'm bullying somebody as an example, because I don't like to do that, but imagine I'm bullying somebody. Like, I just want people to understand this. The collective gets it, but I really wish people would understand. I bully somebody, I make that person upset, or I make them mad, or I make them sad, or I make them cry, or whatever the case is, right? I'm just being a bully. Say, for example, if that person realizes that I'm a bully and they want nothing to do with me, should I, the bully, be mad at them because they don't want to talk to me? Oh my gosh, imagine the person getting bullied having an epiphany and saying, I don't need to talk to the bully anymore. I can just do my own thing and be in my own lane. Imagine me being mad and being like, well, screw that person, that I can't bully them anymore. Like, imagine, like, that's a mental illness. 11:11 on the timer, okay? That is a mental illness. And some of you guys are going into a newer beginning and people are mad because they cannot come into your new beginning with you. That's the problem, okay? That is the problem why people are in their feelings. They're mad because they cannot come into your new beginning with you, okay? Yeah, the love that you used to give to people, the love that you used to share unconditionally, you're putting that love within yourself. And that's why people are angry and sad, because your love was genuine, okay? Your love was genuine. You're a genuine person. You're a very caring person. You know, whether you have water placements or not, it doesn't matter. I know I like to talk about astrology, but right now the placements don't even matter. It's just who you are as a person. You're very loving. You're very caring. You're very nurturing. And somebody was mad about that, okay? The love that you gave, the hunger. It's like someone's hungry for someone's love. Someone's hungry for your energy, for you to come back. And the fact that you're not coming back anymore, you're focusing on yourself or what you're building. Yeah, we have movement, okay? It's like you're focusing on your hunger, your drive, your determination, and you're creating some type of movement, some type of travel, okay, where you're not stagnant. You're moving forward. You're not stagnant. You're not trying to stay in one place, because obviously if you stay in one place in the energy, it's not going to move. So the more that you move your energy, whether this is you reading or walking or, you know, doing new things on a day-to-day basis, changing the scenery, okay, changing you know, how you look at your day-to-day routines, right? With the 6th house, you know, someone's in their feelings, okay? Someone's in your feelings because you're actually moving forward. I'm going to get one more card and see what shows up. But definitely there's something about your energy where you're not a stagnant person, and it feels like somebody wanted you to be stagnant like them, like sad and mad and miserable like them, because, you know, that's how they feel. Yeah, we have space. Okay, so you guys are finding a new space. That could be significant. Some of you guys are taking space away from, like I said, certain people, places, and things, or environments. Okay, you know, being able to maybe find a space, a sacred space, okay? Whatever this is about space, there's something about you distancing yourself from people that no longer serve you, right? Or distancing yourself from people, like I said, where it's like this misery loves company energy, where you're very happy on your own and you don't care, okay, to gossip or, you know, be around people who want to gossip. It's like, if you're gonna sit there and gossip about your own family members, you're also the problem, right? And I'm not talking about you speaking about your truth and about things that actually happen to you. I'm not talking about things like that. I'm talking about people just gossiping just to gossip because they're the ones that cause the problem, but they want people on their side. And it's like, if you have an issue with someone, then say something. You know, some of you guys know this because you guys may say something and you're the black sheep of the family, or you're the one that's wrong, okay, because you spoke up about certain things that people want to brush underneath the rug and all that kind of stuff. 1414 on the timer, okay? I'm going to see if I can get another card. I said I wanted one more, but I'll see. Yeah, we have pain. So the reason why you guys are taking this space away from people is because people who caused you pain are now feeling rejected by your energy, okay, because of your happiness. Like, you're happy at this time and you're following your intuition, okay? So yeah, there's something about your pain, okay, you taking your pain, transmuting that pain. Your pain is your power, for whoever resonates with this. And then it's almost like someone feeling some type of way because, you know, you rejected this person because they caused you pain. I just said this too as an example. Like, I'm the bully, right? And I bully someone and they don't want to talk to me no more. Whoa, hoogie boogie, I'm supposed to get mad. No, somebody causes you pain and you feel like that caused a lot of trauma or a lot of issues in your life, or you having to grow up and having to fend for yourself or having to protect yourself. And now that you have the boundaries or the respect for yourself to say, you know what, I see you for who you are and I don't want nothing to do with you. Someone's in their feelings because now they feel rejected because you don't want nothing to do with them. But it's like, well, if you treated the collective a little bit better or a little bit kinder or nicer or with a little bit more ease or grace, maybe the collective wouldn't, you know, reject you. You know, maybe the collective would maybe be there still or support you. You know, people don't realize what they have until it's gone. You know, guys, like, literally people don't know what they have until it's gone. A lot of times people abuse people's kindness for weakness. People abuse their, you know, their ability to love and care for them and nurture them. And when they realize that you were genuine and really and truly people out there really don't give a hoot about them, because it's true, people are selfish and not everybody cares about you, okay? So when you find somebody who genuinely cares about you, your well-being, your mental well-being, whether they don't get to talk to you every single day, they always keep you in your prayers or in their thoughts, that is somebody that you want to keep in your corner, okay? And a lot of people are now realizing that with you guys, where it is too late, you guys are gone. Continue moving forward. Don't let them come back into your energy, okay? People will say they change, but they've never changed. They just want to see if they can come back and do the same things over and over again. All right, guys? But I'm going to end it here. So take whatever resonates with you guys. And again, thank you guys for the love and the support as always. I love you guys, and I hope to see you in the next reading. All right, guys? Bye.